You wish to enter the cave? It's a rather brave choice, I must admit. Still, a noble one. I hope that your love of coin is not spurring you forward to get this quest done hastily. If it is, well then I must caution you. The last thing we need is to be ambushed while our attention is hyper-focused in front of us. Do I trust you? As far as one can trust someone they have just met in a mission to help one's town. I will not judge your reason for helping. I'm still thankful you stepped up regardless. So, with that said, I will trust your judgment on this, regardless of how fast you wish to finish the mission. Alright, let us venture in. Perhaps we may encounter our foes and have the ability to finish them off quickly, one by one. I do hope they are not struggling themselves, but one cannot abide by lawlessness. If it is a group in need, then there are ways to obtain honest rewards. Here, allow me to light your torch. I can barely see inside. There, much better. I can see where we're going now. Come. Oh, there are footprints in the dirt. A lot of them humanoid. Oh dear. I think we may have to deal with brigands. I had hoped they were beasts or even animals. To know that the town is a target for raiders. Ugh. I must be honest with you. The idea of going after these raiders, it's not exactly comforting, regardless of how you look at it. These could end up just being people, truly desperate enough to rely to villainy to survive, unaware of the ways one could eat without harming others. It makes one wonder, what could have caused such a, dare I say, feral tactic? Am I getting soft already? No, I merely wish to understand. Why would anyone choose to be a criminal like this? Stealing from farms, depriving villages of resources. At surface glance, it's simply cruel and unfeeling. Greedy. Even if you truly wish to keep the image of good and evil defined as black and white. Why do I think they've chosen this life? Well, it's hard to say for sure, but I suppose desperation can drive people to do things they wouldn't normally consider. Perhaps they were tossed out of their hometown and do not possess the skill to socialize for employment nor trade. Maybe they felt like they had no other choice, or they were influenced by others who were already living this criminal lifestyle. People are easily influenced if given the right motivation, and if someone has them under their thumb, then they may not even be willing participants to this villainy. It's a sad reality in any regard. What do you think? Your silence to my question concerns me, friend. You're not the law-abiding type. So you're the rogue type. Yes, I say rogue type rather loosely as, from my experience at my family's tavern, rogues come in many vestiges. Some are keen on business and the art of deception. Others keep their skills and the tips of their fingers for lockpicking. Very rarely do we see assassins or spies, but that could be due to their more secretive natures all around. Now, I want you to know I respect your choices, even if they differ from mine. Just because you're a rogue type of adventurer doesn't mean I see you any differently. In fact, I'm glad to have someone with your skills by my side. We all have our own paths to walk, and I'm grateful that ours have crossed for this adventure. I may not have the same skills as you, but I believe in our ability to complement each other. Can I say that with confidence? I can. Very easily, in fact. I've learned that true strength comes from unity. Watching parties of 4 to 8, even 10 pass through the tavern in their travels, on their own adventures. It was, fascinating, really. Each group had its own dynamic, its own strengths and weaknesses. Some were loud and boisterous, while Others were quiet and focused. Glances would confuse and befuddle anyone about these parties, as some would even bicker or fight each other between meals and swigs of ale. Still, they sleep in their rented bedrooms, awaken, and eat breakfast together, as if nothing wrong had occurred before leaving towards their quests. Well, not every party made it back in one piece. Some never returned at all. We can only hope that they were just moving forward and simply not returning instead of, falling in battle or the sort. Does the thought of falling in battle scare me? Of course it does. I am mortal. Any mortal who does not fear death is one who I would never trust with anything. Believe in whatever deity or the pantheon you wish, but death is universal, and that could be terrifying on its own. You may believe in what comes after your final breath, but we truly do not know, do we? The thought of not knowing what comes next, it's daunting. Why try to be an adventurer, then? Friend, this isn't about what I want. It's about my town, my people. I focus on the present, on the task at hand. I remind myself why I'm doing this, why it's worth the risk. They're counting on us to keep them safe. You as a generous adventurer, and me as one of their own. It's not going to be easy, but it's necessary. The world is already a terrifying place, but people like us can make it less so if we don't allow our fears of death to take hold of our hearts. Wait. Look. We've stumbled upon the raider camp deeper in this cave, and we need to tread carefully. First, we need to find a hiding spot, somewhere they won't expect. Follow me, and stay quiet. If they spot us, then we'll have to rely on our wits and quick thinking. But you're stealthy, I'm sure. I'm more worried about myself revealing us, if anything. Now, come on. It's hard to say how many there are for sure, but it looks like a small group. Perhaps 4 or 5 at most. We might be outnumbered, but we're not outmatched. It seems that they're tired. They must have either raided another small town and are in post-celebration, or they truly believe that nothing can harm them. Their armor is worn, clearly stolen and repurposed for their raids and thievery. We need to approach this strategically. We don't want to alert them too soon. What's the plan? I say we split up. Take them out one by one quietly. You take the one by the wall on the left. I'll handle the one leaning up against the rock on the right. Then we'll regroup and take out the other 2 together. If things go wrong, we fight smart. We use the environment to our advantage, improvise if we have to. We're in a small enough cave where they can't evade us easily. There. 2 down. Very good job. Luckily, the 2 left alive haven't noticed us nor their dead companions yet. While the fire they have isn't that bright, we must admit we got lucky to not have been seen. Alright. Our next step is a bit of a risk. One is by the fire, so I'll step out and fight them head on. I see the last one at the other end of the cave, so my entrance and presence will hopefully take both of their attention. You, my friend, will find a blind spot and attack them from behind. You're nervous. Do you think I shouldn't trust you? No. Good. Because I do trust you right now. I know you can handle a sneak attack, so I'll happily provide you the chance to do it. Aim true. Hey! Face me now, cowards! For stealing from innocent people, I will have your heads in the name of justice! Phew. That was intense. But we did it. You were quick and precise back there. Reminded me to never get on your bad side. But we can't linger here for too long. We still have to return back to town and report what has happened. And who knows what other dangers lie in wait in this cave. So let's search the camp for any of the valuable supplies we can, and then we'll move out. Ooh. Some rations, a bit of coin. This will definitely come in handy. Huh. What's this? A map. It looks like they've marked some nearby settlements. Maybe we can warn them about the raiders and offer our assistance. Huh? You think we should spend the night in the cave? You know, it's not a bad idea. The sun was setting in the afternoon, and it took around 4 hours to get here. We could use some time to recuperate before starting our journey back to town. Besides, it's better to be cautious than risking stumbling into more trouble out there in the dark. However, do we wish to risk whatever else is within these caves not attacking us throughout the night? The dangers of sleeping in the wilderness is rough, but we would not be surrounded by rock and mountains should the situation be dire. It's quite a conundrum to consider. Are we safer in the cave for the night, or do we risk the night falling upon us out there in the forests? What do I think? I have no opinion either. Both have their positives and negatives, so it solely depends on how we would handle a surprise attack during the night. In this cave, we could be sheltered from any surprise storm, for example. However, we are subject to being cornered by anything that wanders in here without many routes of escape. The wilderness has plenty of survival spots to hide from the weather as well, but not as well as this cave. We'd have better access to fresh air, but so would the predator animals that roam the woods in need of nourishment of their own. What do you think? Do we stay here in the cave, or do we leave, trying to beat the sunset to return home through the woodlands?